There is a stark difference this morning on Fountain Square now that police have cleaned up the glass shattered by those bullets. And now we look to the future. What is ahead for us? Allie Kramer is standing by live with Mayor John Cranley. Allie?
And Julie, we've been live here on Fountain Square, sort of an eerie calm early this morning when we first got here. Now people are sort of moving here downtown. People are continuing with their days, but an important reminder, the Fifth Third Center is closed. No one is to report to work if you work in that physical building. And as you mentioned, Mayor John Cranley joining us this morning. Mayor, it's been about 24 hours almost since this horrific shooting. Where does the city stand now?
Well, we're saddened. We're drying our eyes. We're going to come together here at Fountain Square this afternoon at 4 to have a vigil for the lives lost, for the families that are still suffering. And we'll get through this. And we will also remember the bravery of our police officers. Later today, you'll see the body camera of the officers who responded and removed a threat. It is a frightening and harrowing video. It could have been a much worse massacre.
And you touched on this yesterday and just now. Can you elaborate on the officers and the first responders? I mean, these are officers that were treating and triaging people right on the scene, right on the spot. It's incredible.
Well, it is, especially when you realize that they had hundreds of rounds of ammo and they got here so fast and they were literally running into a gunfight, and the good guys won. And you're going to see the video. It is really scary stuff. And obviously, we did have serious loss of life, so it's also a huge tragedy.
You mentioned the body cam video. Have you seen surveillance video from inside?
I've had it described to me, but I haven't seen it yet. But I hear it's grotesque. This is an act of pure evil, and we've got to figure out as a country how to stop these mass murders from becoming normal. It's not normal. It's wrong. And we've got to put ideology aside and put human lives first.
And Julie, I know you're standing by as well a little bit, hearing about how the community is going to come back together.
Yeah, Allie, if you would ask the mayor, because I know he can't hear me, he talked about how we have to stand together, the things we need to do. The question of mental illness came up yesterday. Amy Murray addressed it a little bit, Councilmember Murray. Is there anything on the local level that's being talked about along those lines?
Yeah, and Julie is asking you about mental illness. Councilmember Amy Murray brought it up. Is there anything here at the local level that's being discussed about that issue?
Oh, yeah. I mean, clearly mental health is a major issue. Clearly this guy had some kind of mental health background problems. But, that's no excuse. And we put enormous amount of money. Our taxpayers are very generous with mental health services. But it's also the case that every major first world nation has mental health issues, but not all of them have these kinds of shootings. And I think the easy availability of guns is something that has to be talked about as well as mental health.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.